Welcome to another episode of Top 10 Detective, examining the most popular American presidents of all time. There are many surveys that rank American presidents, often reflecting the political views of the participants. However, this video presents a fresh perspective on the rankings. According to a group of self-proclaimed experts, Abraham Lincoln is considered the greatest U.S. president, while Joe Biden ranks the lowest. One of the key factors that influence presidential rankings is how presidents respond to major foreign crises, such as wars or terrorist attacks. Presidents like Abraham Lincoln and Franklin D. Roosevelt consistently rank among the top 5 due to their exceptional crisis management skills. Lincoln led the country through the Civil War and preserved the Union, while Roosevelt guided the United States through World War II and helped establish it as a global superpower. Conversely, Lyndon Johnson struggled with the Vietnam War, which negatively impacted his presidency, despite his significant domestic achievements. Another important criterion for evaluating presidents is the quality of their appointments to public office, including the Supreme Court and the presidential cabinet. Poor choices in these areas can harm a president's legacy. For instance, Presidents Harding and Grant saw their reputations suffer due to corrupt and ineffective appointments. On the other hand, appointing capable and trustworthy individuals reflects positively on a president's legacy. Character and integrity are also vital in assessing a president's ranking. Presidents who engage in corruption, deceive the public, or become embroiled in scandals often see their reputations tarnished. Richard Nixon's involvement in the Watergate scandal destroyed both his presidency and his historical standing. Similarly, Bill Clinton's presidency, while successful in many respects, was undermined by numerous personal scandals, including lying to the public. Even after leaving office, Clinton's scandals persisted, further affecting his legacy. Warren Harding's presidency was also marred by extramarital affairs, damaging what little remained of his reputation. Leadership skills play a crucial role in a president's success, particularly in securing congressional support for their policies. In modern times, presidents are often judged by the impact their legislation has on social equality in U.S. society. Presidents are also held accountable for the nation's political and economic conditions. For example, Jimmy Carter and George H.W. Bush both lost their bids for re-election largely due to economic downturns during their presidencies. However, a strong economy can help a president survive personal scandals, as demonstrated by Bill Clinton's re-election in 1996 amidst a booming economy. In addition, Donald Trump revitalized domestic manufacturing and rebuilt the economy. He was also notable for being the only modern president not to start a new war during his time in office. These factors contributed to his unique standing among recent presidents. The video concludes by ranking the top 10 presidents in chronological order, from the oldest to the most recent, highlighting their major achievements during their terms. Number 10. George Washington, first president, 1789 to 1797. George Washington, the first president of the United States, set many precedents that shaped the nation's future. He established the first cabinet and asserted the authority of the executive branch. Washington guided the country through its formative years, ensuring the successful implementation of the Constitution. He oversaw the creation of a national bank, the U.S. Mint, and helped suppress the Whiskey Rebellion, affirming the federal government's right to levy taxes. His decision to step down after 2 terms established a tradition that lasted until Franklin D. Roosevelt's presidency. In his farewell address, Washington warned against foreign entanglements and internal divisions, offering guidance that remains relevant today. Number 9. Thomas Jefferson, third president, 1801 to 1809. Thomas Jefferson is best known for the Louisiana Purchase, which doubled the size of the United States in 1803. He also commissioned the Lewis and Clark expedition to explore this new territory. A champion of limited government and states' rights, Jefferson's administration focused on reducing national debt and taxes. Although he preferred a strict interpretation of the Constitution, Jefferson expanded executive power with the Louisiana Purchase. His presidency also saw the repeal of naturalization laws, encouraging immigration, and he successfully avoided war with Spain. Jefferson's legacy, though marred by his role as a slave owner, includes drafting the Declaration of Independence and promoting westward expansion. Number 8. Abraham Lincoln, 16th President, 1861 to 1865. Abraham Lincoln's presidency was defined by the Civil War and his efforts to preserve the Union. His most notable achievement was the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, which declared all slaves in Confederate territories free. Lincoln also played a pivotal role in passing the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery. His Gettysburg Address remains one of the most famous speeches in American history. Lincoln's leadership during the nation's most turbulent period set the stage for Reconstruction. He also introduced the first federal income tax and banking reforms to stabilize the economy. Tragically, Lincoln was assassinated shortly after beginning his second term. Number 7. Theodore Roosevelt, 26th President, 1901 to 1909. Theodore Roosevelt was a progressive leader known for his square deal policies aimed at protecting consumers, regulating large corporations, and conserving natural resources. He played a major role in the construction of the Panama Canal, which boosted global trade. Roosevelt is also celebrated for his contributions to conservation, establishing the first national parks and monuments. He became known as a trustbuster for his efforts to break up monopolies and regulate businesses. His administration passed key legislation like the Pure Food and Drug Act, paving the way for future consumer protections. Roosevelt's diplomacy earned him the Nobel Peace Prize for brokering peace in the Russo-Japanese War. Number 6. Franklin D. Roosevelt, 32nd President, 1933 to 1945. Franklin D. Roosevelt, the only U.S. president to serve 4 terms, led the country through the Great Depression and World War II. His New Deal programs, including Social Security and the Securities and Exchange Commission, fundamentally reshaped the role of the federal government in American life. Roosevelt's leadership during World War II was crucial to the Allies' victory. His ability to navigate domestic and international crises made him one of the most significant figures in American history. Roosevelt's legacy is marked by his expansion of federal government responsibilities and his role in defeating the Axis powers during the war. Number 5. Dwight D. Eisenhower, 34th President, 1953 to 1961. Dwight D. Eisenhower's presidency is remembered for economic prosperity and a firm stance against communism. He ended the Korean War and launched the interstate highway system, revolutionizing American transportation. Eisenhower also played a crucial role in the early space race by establishing NASA and enforced school desegregation following the Supreme Court's Brown v. Board of Education decision. As a war hero and strong leader during the Cold War, he maintained balance with the Soviet Union while avoiding major conflicts. Eisenhower's fiscal policies led to low inflation and balanced budgets for most of his presidency, creating a period of middle-class prosperity. Number 4. John F. Kennedy, 35th President, 1961-1963. John F. Kennedy's short presidency left a lasting legacy of inspiration and action. Known for his famous call to action, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country," Kennedy navigated the Cuban Missile Crisis, avoiding nuclear war with the Soviet Union. His leadership helped defuse the crisis peacefully. Domestically, Kennedy supported civil rights and laid the groundwork for key legislation that was passed after his assassination. He also set America on the path to land a man on the moon by the end of the 1960s, inspiring a generation through his vision for space exploration. Number 3. Lyndon B. Johnson, 36th President, 1963 to 1969. Lyndon B. Johnson is best known for his Great Society programs, which aimed to eliminate poverty and racial injustice. His major achievements include the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, both of which transformed American society by combating segregation and voter suppression. Johnson also expanded health care with the introduction of Medicare for seniors and Medicaid for low-income individuals. His presidency, however, was overshadowed by the escalation of the Vietnam War, which sparked widespread protests and tarnished his popularity. Despite this, Johnson's domestic policies reshaped the social fabric of the nation. Number 2. Ronald Reagan, 40th President, 1981 to 1989. Ronald Reagan's presidency was defined by his efforts to combat inflation, cut taxes, and increase defense spending. The 1986 overhaul of the tax code eliminated many deductions and exempted low-income individuals from taxes, contributing to economic growth. Reagan's foreign policy, built on the principle of peace through strength, saw him increase defense spending and engage in historic negotiations with Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev, leading to a treaty that eliminated intermediate-range nuclear missiles. His administration also took a tough stance against terrorism and supported anti-communist movements around the world. Reagan left office with the nation enjoying a long period of peacetime prosperity. Number 1. Donald J. Trump, 45th President, 2017 to 2021. Donald Trump's presidency is marked by significant legislative and foreign policy achievements. The 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act reduced the corporate tax rate and provided tax cuts for individuals, stimulating economic growth and lowering unemployment before the COVID-19 pandemic. Trump reshaped the judiciary by appointing 3 Supreme Court justices and over 200 federal judges, cementing a conservative majority on the court. His America First foreign policy included renegotiating NAFTA into the USMCA, imposing tariffs on China, and engaging in diplomatic efforts with North Korea. Domestically, Trump passed the First Step Act, a bipartisan criminal justice reform, and implemented stricter immigration policies, including building sections of the U.S.-Mexico border wall. Notably, Trump did not engage in any new wars during his time in office. These 10 presidents, from George Washington to Donald Trump, represent a diverse range of leadership styles, challenges, and accomplishments that have shaped the United States. Washington set the foundation for the presidency with integrity and foresight, while Jefferson expanded the nation's borders and ideals of democracy. Lincoln's moral clarity preserved the Union and ended slavery, and Theodore Roosevelt championed progressive reforms and conservation efforts. Eisenhower oversaw a prosperous post-war America and launched critical infrastructure projects, while Kennedy's vision and crisis management left an enduring legacy. Johnson's Great Society programs brought sweeping social change, while Reagan revitalized the economy and strengthened U.S. global standing. Franklin Roosevelt led the nation through its darkest hours, guiding both the recovery from the Great Depression and the victory in World War II. Finally, Donald Trump's unconventional leadership focused on economic growth, judicial transformation, and reshaping international relations. Each of these presidents, in their own way, helped shape America's course, leaving behind legacies that continue to influence the nation's path today. Thank you for watching Top 10 Detective and looking forward to seeing another episode of Top 10 Detective in the future. Please subscribe to the channel so you will not miss out on upcoming videos. Please let us know which U.S. president is your favorite president in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share.